Sweet. This is Dylan.
Cool.
I'm here with Tuan and Benji. This is Friday, February 18th at ethdenver 2022. We're here in this like secret little venue spot up here where they've got free coffee and free shots. I hear as well, Tuan. Yeah.
We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna figure that out, man.
Yeah. So basically, wanted to allow you guys just like a couple seconds to kind of introduce yourselves, and then we can kind of. I'd love to hear like a little bit of your guys' story. And the premise of this little pod is the weavers of Web3. So like, what is your kind of role as a weaver in Web3, and how did you get into crypto? So, before it.
I can let Benji go first.
Cool. So I got into crypto by one of my friends who kept telling me to invest in Bitcoin. And this is like right after we graduated high school, but I didn't listen to him. We got after finishing college, we met up again and started hanging out. And he was teaching me about Ethereum, so then I started to invest in Ethereum. And then NFTs popped out last February of last year, and I had to go back to my friend and have him explain the connection that they had, and then from there, what I've done was because in IRL I'm an artist, and so what I noticed in Web3 is you gotta kind of build a persona around your work, around your art, and so that's what I started to do. I built a Web3 persona by creating a character, and the character is an elephant, and then all the NFTs I create are what if the elephant were to make these artworks. So that's how I've been wiggling around, and I got some rabbit holes that I got into are the Metaverse worlds. So I built a VR gallery to display all the NFTs I created, and another thing outside of the Metaverse would be DAOs. So honestly, just the Web3 community, building communities with real life people, and virtually.
Thanks for sharing.
Of course.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I love well, just to, everyone has that friend, right? That one friend who like helps them with the epiphany that this is what the future could look like, and here is tooling that can help us democratize and incentivize and encourage and lift up all the ships in the kind of the ecosystem. So super cool to hear your journey there. And NFTs have just been so much more accessible to, I would say, like artists that aren't and participants that aren't like so focused on the financial tooling more so, but like everyone needs finances to live. So it's like it really does. It's a big part of crypto is like these financial building blocks that then are allowing us to kind of invest in art and invest back into the culture that is gonna keep on growing this movement. So yeah, thanks so much for sharing, Benji. That's amazing. I'd love to walk around in your metaverse world someday.
I guess to answer that question for me, I guess it did start around high school. My cousin, he had like taught me about like Bitcoin and like how blocks work and like that whole thing. But it still kind of went over my head. Same thing with Benji. I didn't really start focusing on it until I'll say like honestly like when the pandemic started. Like that's when I really started looking at crypto. And also like I've been painting since I was really young, so I saw the NFTs as like a way to still share my art, but also tokenize it and actually start getting revenue off the product that I was just giving on Instagram or whatever for free. Because a lot of times, like I even know like a lot of models, photographers, they'll work really hard, and before the NFT craze came about, they work really hard to essentially like get that reward from they would work really hard to essentially get that reward from Instagram, and with it being like that end goal, it's not very rewarding. It's more like a circle that you just have to keep reliving to get that same high. But with this, it became more of a way I can actually communicate with people who like my work. People can actually have ownership over the works that they support. Um, and yeah, it's just been a really dope community so far. I'm actually working on like putting together my own few concepts for a gallery space, but I want to focus more on like the IRL stuff. I'm heavy into fashion, heavy into you know exhibits, and I want to think about doing installations and things like that. So just growing with the space, taking it day by day, meeting cool people like you, Dylan. And yeah, man, it's been cool so far. I like it. I'm only like maybe 8 months in, and I can honestly say that my life has changed in weird ways. So it's dope. It's really cool.
Hey, thanks so much for sharing, Tuan. I mean, like, it's turning the scarcity into abundance is it's like so obvious that it's happening, and you really start to realize the value of our own work compared to likes and attention. They're siphoning our attention, as because they can't pay us. They actually, they don't have a direct route to our bank accounts. They, what they're giving us is the likes and the retweets and the shares, which are cool. And what if that was reimagined? People are, there's a lot of talk about this. Like, what is the next social platform that is going to incentivize sharing and in a way that, like, rewards us basically for doing so. And our attention is, that's basic attention token. If you guys have looked into the Brave browser, and, YouTube creators are getting paid basic attention token when they put out content, and that allows anyone who's watching that content to directly pay those content producers. So it's happening in front of our eyes, and it's just it's super exciting to be in this space with just a ton of diverse minds and thought of how we can get there. And I mean, why don't you guys leave us with, like, what are some like aspiring things in the next 3 months that you'd like to potentially drop or share with the community? And please also include where to reach you and how people can find you.
I would say that I am looking forward to dropping a project next month. The projected date, just so I can also make it real. Now that I'm saying this on a podcast, I have to do it. The date is going to be March the 12th, 312. Because it's our area code for Chicago. Well, one of the area codes, but the main one. But yeah, I'm launching a project. I'm really excited about that. But other than that, I'm really excited to just travel and build more relationships. I think that's been the coolest part. Even with the project, I think that's still the point for that too. The goal for the project is to actually provide like a gallery studio setting for artists, including myself. So like, yeah, everything still leads back to human interaction. I'm definitely interested in doing some metaverse building and different events, but like, yeah, I'm big on human interaction, and the way things are going right now, I see it being important and so special. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, man, I'll leave it at that.
We will find you.
Oh, on Twitter, you can find me at bybadskin, as BYBADSKIN. And on Instagram is badskin.eth. Is BADSKIN.eth. But yeah.
Thanks so much.
Cool. And just something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it's just like something you're looking forward to. What are you aspiring to share with other people in the future?
Yeah. So something I'm looking forward to as far as a project. To mint my first NFT, because that's something I surprisingly haven't done. All I've done was actually create the digital work. I know I have a gallery on the 14th that we're still working out. And it's also like an onboarding event, so that's another goal of mine, is to onboard others into Web3. And then technology-wise, something that I'm looking forward to is AI technology and AR technology. I think that would blow Web3 like to the next level.
Yeah.
Um, and creating NFTs for that usage um, would be really beneficial in the long run. Um, and then my social is my socials are my social is ROELEPHANTOM, and it's a player with words on elephant in the room.
Nice. I like that. And just what you're just saying there is like each one teach 10, you know, each one can be the onboarding vehicle for 10 others in the space, because this knowledge is really important to share and get out there. And without it, we wouldn't be where we are. We wouldn't be here in this room together. So thank you all for sharing some of your stories, and looking forward to connecting in the future and seeing y'all at the next crypto event. Cheers.
Thank you.